Hello everyone, and welcome to 7th grade Math Module 4, Percent and Proportional Relationships. In this lesson, we're looking at 18, counting problems. Our learning goal is to make sure we can solve counting problems related to computing percent. This will help us to master Standard 7 RPA 3, use proportional relationships to solve multi-step ratio and percent problems. We will be continuing to use our relationship between part, whole, and percent to solve this problem. You can use our fact family triangle for this or any of the other strategies we have already covered. All of the three-letter passwords that can be formed using the letters A and B are as follows. What percent of passwords contain at least 2 B's? This problem is considered a counting problem because what's basically happening is we're going to have to go through and count what part of these possible solutions here are going to be containing at least 2 B's. In this scenario, our whole would be the total number of possible options. So as I look through here, we have 4 different options that have at least 2 of the B's, and then we have 8 total options. So to find our percent, we just take that part of 4, put it over the total of 8, and when we solve that, we get that it is 50%. What percent of passwords contain no A's? When we look through our list of possible passwords, out of all of these, our part will be the ones that contain no A's, of which there's only one option. And then our whole is going to be the same total that we had before. So when we take our one answer that had no A's and divide it by the 8 total options, we find that 12.5% of those possible passwords had no A's. In a set of 3-letter passwords, 40% of the passwords contain the letter B and 2 of another letter. Which of the 2 sets below meets the criteria? Explain how you arrived at your answer. There are 2 possible strategies that we can use to try to solve this. We can either check each set to see what their percents are to find which one has 40%, or we can use 40% to try to find the part that goes with the whole of each set and match that up to how many in each set have the letter B and 2 of another letter. You can pause the video here to try one of those strategies on your own. If you tried to check percents, what you need to do for each set is you just need to find the part that has the letter B and 2 of another letter and divide it by the total number for each set. So looking at set 1, we can see through there that there were 4 possible passwords that had the letter B and 2 of another letter. And then there were 15 total options. So we do 4 divided by 15 to find that it's 26 and 6 repeating percent for set 1. For set 2, there were 4 possible passwords with the letter B and 2 another letter, and then there were 10 options there, and 4 divided by 10 is 40%. If instead you use the 40% to check the part, all that we need to do for that is when we have a percent and a whole, we can find our part by multiplying the percent and whole. So we take the 40% and multiply it by the total number of passwords in each set. So in set 1, that is still the same 15 that we had as our whole with the other strategy. And 40% times 15 is 6. So looking at set 1, we only had 4 options, not 6, so set 1 is a bit short of that 40%. For set 2, we would still take the 40%, but by the new whole for set 2, which is 10, and 40% times 10 is 4. And 4 is the number of passwords that met our criteria. So whichever strategy we use, we see that set 2 is the one that has 40% of the passwords that had the letter B and 2 of another letter. What does this video make you wonder about counting problems with percents? Write your questions down so you don't forget them. Then you can try to find answers online or ask a classmate or teacher. Thanks for watching, and when you're trying this on your own, remember, if you learn from your failures, then you succeeded.